How would you like to have a killer marketing business plan for the year of 2021? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to get this done so that you have a constant source of transactions that's going to cost you around $500 a month. Take a look. Hey everyone, Kevin Smullin with 2Q Lead Generation Strategies. If you are brand new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. What we're all about is helping real estate agents just like you generate more leads, set more appointments, and close more transactions. So if you're looking for more leads, appointments, and transactions, this is absolutely the place to be. Please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here as part of our community. Before we get going on today's video, one thing that you'll find down in the description down below is you're going to find a link that'll take you to a free class, our master's class of everything that we're doing to set leads or to generate leads, set appointments, and close transactions. So it's 2 hours, chock full of information, our best practices, our strategies. If you want to go see the details, go take a look at that. And again, it's 2 hours of your time well spent. Now, with that being said, let's get into the nuts and bolts of today's video. We're talking about the best real estate marketing strategy that you can have for the year 2021. Now, with 2020 being an extremely unique year in the real estate industry due to COVID and the pandemic that's going on, it's really changed some of the ways that things take place as far as marketing is concerned. So with lockdowns happening and people being stuck at home, it got to a point where people were consuming more media than ever. Frankly, this is a trend that is not going to go away. It's only going to increase as more and more people are doing more and more things online. So with that being said, you want to make sure that one of the things that you're taking into account for your 2021 marketing strategy is that you need to have a significant portion of your marketing taking place online for that very reason. It's where people's eyeballs are, it's where they're spending tons of time, and just from a marketing perspective, you want to be where people are spending time. So with that being said, here is the strategy that I would recommend. It really boils down to 3 things, and you're gonna be able to do this for a budget of less than $500 a month. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in. Section number 1 is you need to have a constant source of leads coming in. If you've followed my channel for any period of time, you know this is something I talk a lot about because any business constantly has new opportunities coming in. The moment that stops is the moment you stop growing. So with that being said, the first piece of any recommended strategy would be to have a lead generation strategy where new leads are coming in. So what I would recommend is I would recommend spending around $400 or so a month on this part of the strategy. So we do a lot with Facebook ads. Facebook is one of the primary tools that we use to grow our clients' businesses. And so for our clients who are spending around $400 a month for just the lead generation portion, typically what they're seeing, our cost per lead right now is around $2 a lead. So at $2 a lead, if you're spending around 400 bucks, you can do the math, 400 divided by 2, you're going to be generating in the neighborhood of around 200 leads a month. Now, these are going to be cold leads. They're going to be people that prior to this moment in time, they have no idea who you are. Now, the focus of today's video is the strategy. It's not setting this up. So if you've got questions about what those lead generation ads look like, how to set them up, if you want to see tutorials on that, I will put a link right here that will show you how to actually do the nuts and bolts of this. Today is just the big picture and the strategy. So once you've got leads coming in, it creates a new problem, which is lead conversion. So some best practices that we've learned about lead conversion. Number 1, the speed with which you follow up is critical. You want to make sure that you're following up within the first couple minutes of the lead being generated, simply because if you don't, your conversion rate is 9 times worse than if you do, right? So you've got to make sure that your lead conversion system takes into account being able to follow up within the first few minutes. Next thing is multiple touches matter. One of the big mistakes I've found with real estate agents with their lead follow-up is they will contact them once, maybe twice, and if they don't make contact, They just let it go. Truth be told, you need to be contacting them between 8 to 10 times at a minimum to be able to make the most out of those leads. If you're going to spend the money generating the leads, we want to make sure we maximize that opportunity. So that's the second thing, is making sure there's multiple contacts. A third thing is multi-channel, being able to reach them in multiple ways. We have found from tons of testing of thousands of leads that text messages are by far outperforming anything. However, our clients who get the most out of the leads are the ones who are not only using a text-based system, but they're also doing their own phone follow-up. Some people just prefer a good old-fashioned phone call, and it's just a way to help you maximize those opportunities. So we help our clients put things in place that will help with that, but the typical numbers that we see is when we're talking about cold leads, normally we're converting those at around 0.5% to 1%. And if you're really good with follow-up, you might be able to get that even to the 2% range. But let's just put some numbers to that. At 200 leads a month, and this is why that number is significant, if you're generating 200 leads a month and you're converting at even 0.5%, that should be enough volume that you're doing one deal a month. So if it's costing you $400 to generate one deal a month, again, you can do the calculations for your own area. That's a pretty good rate of return based on what it is that you're spending. Now, some things to keep in mind, and this is the truth of the industry that nobody wants to tell you about, right? Everybody wants to paint this picture that we generate a lead and they go out and buy a home with you and transactions fall from the heavens. And I don't want to paint that picture, because for 99% of you, that is not reality, right? Those instances that you hear, that it's kind of like lightning struck, people got lucky, that's not the norm. So I have clients that are closing 4, 5 deals a month off of the leads that they're generating on Facebook. But the truth of the story that nobody wants to tell you is the deals they're closing this month are leads that they generated months ago, sometimes 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago. So when I tell people about this process, you've got to have a long-term vision in place. Because if your expectation is I generate a bunch of leads and they're going to go close next week, don't get me wrong, it can happen, but that's not the norm. The norm is it takes a lot of contact, a lot of nurturing, and it's a little bit of a grind. But if you can implement systems and have things in place, then you can eliminate some of that, right? So again, that's the norm. But if you're generating 200 leads a month, you have a great follow-up system and you're consistent about doing it, you should be in that 0.5% to 1% ratio, which is going to be around, again, 12 to possibly 15 deals a month. Now, again, all of these numbers are scalable. You can scale this to whatever level you want. The second piece of the marketing plan that I would recommend is retargeting. If you're unfamiliar with retargeting, it's where we continue to show ads to people based on actions that they've taken in the past. So if you're familiar with Amazon, you go search for a product and then you click away to another website and all the ads that you start seeing are what you just searched for, and you're like, wow, that's kind of creepy, right? Well, that's retargeting. The reason why retargeting is such a powerful concept, especially in the area of real estate marketing, is because real estate is a relationship business. To a large degree, people are doing business with people that they know, like, and trust. So generating a lead, frankly, is not that difficult. Everybody thinks that's the hard part. That's the easy part. The difficult part is getting those leads to the point where they know you, like you, trust you, so that they would consider doing business with you. One of the things that we love about Facebook marketing is they have a really robust retargeting system that's called custom audiences. We can target people that have filled out a lead form, people that have been to your website, people that have watched a video. There's all kinds of different custom audiences we can set up. If you don't know how to do that, again, I will put a link right up here. You can go watch a series of videos that will show you the click-by-click of how to set all of these up. But the strategy is we want to continue showing videos to the leads that we've generated, simply because the more they see you, the more they know you, like you, trust you, and it increases the likelihood of them doing business with you. So if only 1% of people are doing business with you off of the leads in the follow-up system, what if we could capture another 0.5% to 1% of the leads that we just keep following up with over and over and over again over the course of a year? If that's the case, again, depending on your numbers, that could be another 10 to 15 transactions that would occur over the course of a year of just keeping in touch with people and letting them seeing your knowledge, your expertise, and letting them see that you're the go-to person for real estate. We love to, as we work with our clients, we highly recommend that they do videos for that purpose, because videos are the most powerful form of building trust that we've ever seen. Because again, people see your face, hear your voice, understand your expertise, and that is one of the fastest ways we have found to build trust with an audience. But again, it's not a short-term solution. You've got to realize that a lot of the people who are clicking on ads and responding today, they're not doing business today. They're going to be doing business with you possibly months down the road. So if you're really going to do this and get the most out of it, you have to take a long-term approach. So that would be the second part of our system, is running retargeted ads. Now, for the amount of leads that we're generating, you can probably hit all of these people with retargeted ads for a cost of around $5 a week. So again, if you're spending $5 a week over the course of a month, depending on how many weeks there are, you're going to be spending in the neighborhood of $20 to $25 to retarget those people over and over again. Okay. The third and final piece of the system that I'm going to recommend for anybody as part of the ultimate marketing strategy is marketing to your sphere of influence. So your relationships, your past clients, all those people that you know socially, your friends, your family, previous coworkers, and on and on and on. But the value of all those people is that, again, with real estate being such a relationship-driven industry, the more that you're working with people that already know, like, and trust you, the more business you're going to do as a result. So I just got done reading the National Association of Realtors housing report for 2020, and in there it said that the average person who sold a home, that they lived there for 10 years before they decided to sell. So with that being said, with that being the average, we can come to the conclusion that the average is most people are making a housing change every 10 years or so. So if you had a database of 500 people that you know, whether they're past clients or whether they're sphere of influence, if there's a database of 500 people, that means roughly there's going to be about 50 transactions that are going to take place in that group of people in the next year. Again, if people move every 10 years, that means 1/10 of your database is going to move this year, and then the next year, and so on and so on. So 1/10 of people are going to move this year. If you have a database of 500 people, that's 50 transactions that are going to be sitting there in that database. And if you're consistent about marketing, staying in touch, and keeping top of mind with those people, then that is exactly how you're going to monetize that. Again, there's a certain process of ads and certain things that we recommend to keep in front of those people so that you win the majority of those transactions. But again, between all of these different sources, you very easily could be doing over 50 transactions a year. And the beauty of this is the cost for running ads to these people. We include your sphere of influence with the ads that we're running for retargeting. So when we're running those retargeted ads that are all about building trust and building credibility, we just include the sphere of influence and past clients into that same strategy. So as you're running those ads, your SOI is constantly getting all that information, the videos, again, whatever it is that you're doing. If you don't know how to take a list of your SOI and upload that to Facebook, again, I'll put a link that'll show you the details of how to do that. But these are the types of things that we help our clients with so that they build a marketing system. Our intent and our focus is to show people how to build a long-term system that'll fuel the rest of their career. Will they do transactions as part of that? Yes. But our focus is really to help people build that long-term system. See, we teach people how to use Facebook as a marketing database to where that becomes the center, the hub of everything that's happening promotion-wise so that people constantly see you. And the great thing about advertising on Facebook is it's extremely inexpensive. You can reach thousands and thousands and thousands of people for just a few dollars. So this is the major marketing strategy that I would recommend that anybody implement for the year 2020. Is we want to have an online system. That's critical just because of the day and time that we live, where fewer and fewer things are happening live in person just because of COVID. You've got to have a digital marketing presence to compensate for that. So with that, it's a three-pronged strategy, which is having a lead generation strategy so new leads are coming in, right? And then we've got to have a good follow-up system, otherwise you're just wasting that money. We've got to have a retargeted campaign so that we're building trust. Again, the truth is people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So lead generation, retargeted ads, and then maximizing and leveraging your relationships, your past clients, sphere of influence. That is the major strategy that I would recommend for anybody because most agents tell you that the bulk of their business comes from relationships. I would tell you want to leverage that as much as possible so that you're doing as much business with those people that already trust you or they're referring you, right? That's also how your referral business grows. So that would be the ultimate marketing strategy that I would recommend for anybody. You can add other things to that if you're looking to do more, such as geographic farming, doing open houses. Some of my clients do like first-time buyer seminars. There's all kinds of things that we can do as part of this strategy. But those three things would be the core: lead generation, retargeting, and marketing to your sphere of influence. So that is the ultimate strategy that I would recommend. Again, depending on your numbers, that strategy could very easily take you 40, 50 transactions a year, just depending on how you're using this strategy. But the truth of the matter is it takes time. It takes a little patience, and the leads we generate today, it may be a couple months before you start seeing transactions in the form of a closed transaction. But again, it's about building that database, filling up that pipeline, and I just know if we take care of the leads in the pipeline, they eventually come through. So that's what it's all about, and that is the real estate marketing strategy I'd recommend for anybody for the year 2021. Now, if you found that valuable, take a split second, click the thumbs up button down below. That split second helps us tremendously, and we appreciate your support. Also, if you haven't considered subscribing, please consider subscribing to our channel. Then you can receive all the tips and tricks and everything that we publish here. We put out new videos every single week, so make sure you click that subscribe button. There's a little bell notification. Click that, and you'll be notified anytime we put out brand new content, which is every single week. Also, I will put up a couple of videos right here that will show you more tips and more strategies, more ways to grow your business. Down in the description below, you'll see all kinds of things, such as what it looks like for when we work with a client one-on-one. If you're curious about that, you can go take a look at that. Also, some of the tools and equipment and things that we use. I get questions about that all the time, so you can see that information down below. And again, if you are looking for help growing your business, you want to make 2021 the best year ever, please reach out, contact us. We'd love to have a conversation and show you how that's possible. So with that, that's everything. Make it a great week. Keep crushing in your real estate business. If we can help, let us know. Otherwise, we will talk to you soon. Take care.